got down. I told you I don't play around. I'm coming, better watch out. I'm coming, you better watch out. We're going high, we're going high, we're going high. In the air, I feel it, you better believe it. When I know, yeah, we going high. Gotta climb to the top, no, I'm never gonna stop. When I know, yeah, we going high. Gonna climb to the top, no, we ain't gonna stop. When I know, yeah, we going high. In the air, yeah, I feel it, you better believe it. When I know, yeah, we going high. Yeah, you spoke up, so I took you out. I said, hell yeah, you're in my town. I told you I don't mess around. Well, I'm coming, you better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. Gonna climb to the top, but we ain't gonna stop. When I know, yeah, we going high. In the air, yeah, I feel it, you better believe it. When I know, yeah, we going high. We going high, we going high.
Yes, it's Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock. It's time for another broadcast. How the bloody hell are you doing wherever you're watching? I'm Billy Kirkwood. Allegedly, we've got ourselves an amazing show for you tonight. The way it's going to work is we're going to talk to Richard Gibson, powerlifter. We're so excited. Before we kick things off, now is your chance to get your questions in. If you want to put them to Richard, it could be anything at all. Make sure maybe it's about powerlifting, maybe it's about fitness, maybe it's about working out in lockdown, anything at all. Hit us up with the questions in there and let us know. Tell you what, big crowd watching tonight from all over the place. We've got people watching from, let's see, we've got people watching quite local to me in Ayrshire. We've got Glasgow, we've got Newcastle, we've got our pals in New Zealand. Let us know wherever you're watching tonight. The way this works is simple. All you need to do is sit down, grab a drink, grab a cup of tea, and listen out for our broadcast where we get to interview amazing, wonderful people from the world of theatrics, creativeness. We've also talked to athletes, and that's what we're doing tonight. We've spoken to MMA fighters, we've spoken to pro wrestlers, we've spoken to downhill mountain bikers, we've spoken to all manner of athletes, but we've never had the chance to speak to a powerlifter, and that is what we're doing tonight. Sorry, I'd like to apologize about my wobbly mic. It happens with age. Here's another one for you just quickly, wherever you're watching, and if you are enjoying broadcast, if you're a fan of broadcast, or maybe it's your first time ever watching, say hello in the comments. Let us know what's going down. Hit us up in the comments. We'd love to hear from you tonight. Right, before we kick off, one last thing, hit that share button. We want to get as many people watching tonight as we can. And just quickly, we have got, look at that. Some of our pals are watching from America. Good on you. You guys could probably do with a wee bit of a release. We've got more followers than Donald Trump. Right, let's get this rocking. Please would you welcome my guest tonight. I'm very excited to get an opportunity to talk to him. It sounds creepy, but I've been watching his Instagram videos all day. I hope that doesn't get... that sounded way too creepy than I expected. Well, I'm delighted to have on the show, Braw athlete, powerlifter. Let's hear from Mr. Richard Gibson. How you doing, Richard?
Yo, how's it going, guys? All good?
Not too bad. We got people watching from all around the world tonight. We got our pals in New
Fantastic.
Zealand that are watching. I don't know if it's any of our powerlifting pals over there, or maybe it's our bearded pals. Where are you right now, man? You're in your house, is that right?
Yeah, I'm in the front room, literally chilling out to the max. Can't really do a lot nowadays with this lockdown, so yeah.
I know we're all getting sick of it. I know the end is in sight, but bloody hell, man.
It's crazy.
Folk are staying safe. They're doing an amazing job. And the thing is, it must be a nightmare for you, because obviously you want to get to the gyms. You want to get out there and train as much as you can. But yeah, if you want to see adaptiveness, right? I noticed on Richard's Instagram earlier on today that they seem to be this little gym that he was going to. It seemed like this little gym that had a real family atmosphere, but a weight bench and plates, and I think a PlayStation in the corner. You've turned your room into a gym.
It is. I'm very lucky, okay, because my wife, she does powerlifting as well. She's extremely strong, and I mean, that's how we met, actually, funnily enough, in the gym. And she's very supportive of me, and I'm very lucky. So she ended up buying us a bench, and we stuck it straight in the front room. And we got some Rogue plates. We've got the barbell. We've got literally, I mean, guys, I can show you. Literally,
could you? It's like, you're not going to believe this until you see it. Check this out.
You got the sofa, which is literally, hang on, that way, and then you go straight to the bench.
and there's the big Rogue plates as well. Check them out.
We've got the Rogue plates. We've got the TV with the trophies.
Ideal.
And the PlayStation 5, which is obviously the best thing.
You got absolutely everything. Lots of people are asking, right? We've actually had James has actually just sent me a message. You met your wife in the gym. How does that?
I did.
I mean, surely. I mean, I'm not wanting to get too personal. We've only just met, but did you chat up your wife in the gym?
Do you know, when people say you shouldn't perv in the gym, let me just say, 1 in every 100 it worked.
Oh,
and
I see.
No, in fairness, I was training with one of my friends at the time, and I spotted Tanya on the other side of the gym, and I was like, oh wow, because she's very strong, like I said before. When she was well, I'd say she was roughly around the 65 kgs mark, and she was deadlifting like nearly 180 kilos, and that's like nearly triple body weight. And I hadn't seen anything like that for, like, you know, in the area where I'm from.
Yeah.
And then just got chatting, and one thing led to another, and now we're married. It's great.
Do you know what the most romantic bit about that story is? The fact you remembered the weights. I thought that was the most romantic thing about that story.
Yeah, we're working kgs in this family.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, there's so much to get in. I mean, you've got the home gym, you've got the setup, but you're obviously British bench press champion. Is that right? Would that be the right?
Correct, yeah. I've won the record. Well, I've won the title twice.
Yes.
I hold records in the region, and but that's with bench press. I specialize in bench press. I'm on, like I said, I'm on the British team.
Yeah.
Before COVID, got to travel around the world and compete against the best in the world, you know, and it was fantastic. In Europe, in the whole of Europe, I was like number 4.
Oh, wow.
And in the world, I came 6th, which was, you know,
it's huge.
It's such an achievement for myself.
Yeah.
But like winning the nationals is just, you can't explain. You know, you got the best in the UK turning up, and it's quite a weird one, because obviously your last lift, you got to be quite strategic with it, because if someone weighs less than you and they lift the same, then they're going to win. So they win on points because of their body weight. So you have to kind of play it safe. So I was going up against one guy, and our last lift was exactly the same, but he weighed less than me. So I'm like, crap, if I miss this, or if I get this and he gets this, then he's going to beat me. So I was like, look, I'm going to play it safe. So I put 2.5 kilos extra. So then he went first. He got his lift, and then I was like, okay, this is all down to me now. And yeah, got mine, and then I won. So that was cool.
That's wild. It's wild that even in the heat of competition, like people might think powerlifting is just purely about the competitive side, but it's the fact that you've also got to do these like almost a psychology side to it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, not only what you're doing there.
You're talking to each other as well, and you're kind of trying to play the games in their head. You know, you're like, oh, you know, like, you know, imagine if we done this. Imagine if when you pressed it too far, you know, backwards, or so you start playing the mind games, and then you're kind of hoping that person, they're going to go out and think, oh no, hang on a minute, what am I doing? You know?
It's like kind of passive.
We're a very friendly community. We all get on really well with each other.
That's amazing. I've got to ask, because we've spoke to athletes like MMA fighters, body sculptors, so all manner of things, bodybuilders. But in terms of this type of competition that you were going, how did this kick off for you? What was your journey into powerlifting? Where did this come from for you?
So that all started when I just signed up to a normal gym. I wasn't a very big guy before I got into training. I was only like 60 kgs, like 9.5 stone, 6'1", quite thin at the time. But
I'll be honest, I don't think I've been that weight since I was like 9. That is little.
I found my strength levels were a little bit higher than the average person, especially with bench press. And I just kind of worked my way up. And then, I've just gone from there, really. The first time I ever entered for my first ever powerlifting comp, you know, you got to give numbers of what you're going to open with, like for your lifts. And it was a friendly comp, so there was no, you know, no medals or anything like that. It was just a bit of a friendly bit of fun. And the guy said to me, just open up your opener with a number that you're comfortable hitting for 3 reps. So I was like, okay, squat, I'll do like 190 kilos. I'm not very good at squats. My bench press, I said, I'll open with 160. And he was like, hang on a minute, you want to open with a weight you're comfortable doing? And I said to him, I can do that for 3 reps quite easily. And I think from then I thought, actually, you know, there might be something here. So that's why I specialize in bench press. So yeah.
Wow. So going all the way back to that first sort of friendly competition, that's kind of like, this is my niche. This is what I'm going to go for. I'm going to perfect this.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was the support that really drew me, you know. And like my wife came to my first competition, and I was going there to, I don't know, I've always kind of looked at competitions as I'm there, so I need to win, you know.
Right.
And so I've done my first competition, and everyone's cheering for you when you're out there to do your lift. Even the people that you're going up against that you're going to beat if you get this lift. And they're there shouting, come on, come on, come on. And I couldn't get my head around that. I was like, why are they trying to cheer me on if I'm going to try, you know, I'm going to beat them if I get this. Yeah. And that's when it dawned on me, you know, everyone is so supportive, you know, in the sport that I'm doing. And I love that. Absolutely love that.
That's incredible. It's and so just from that first visit to the gym, you found out what you like, a supportive community. And so where did they go from there? I mean, we're on friendly competitions. Do you had to, it sounds silly, but do you have to network, or is it just a case of as you start picking up competitions, people start approaching you, or are you just signing up for competitions, getting as much experience as you can?
Yeah, so so the region that I'm in is classed as East Midlands. And so I'll check on the website when the competitions come through. Right. And then obviously you go to the competitions, you meet the people that are quite well known in powerlifting in the UK, you befriend them. And then you kind of follow their tracks, meet new people. And then before you know it, you're kind of in a really strong circle of networking friends, you know, who have your back, you have their back. They'll point you at directions for like training programs, you know, or I'll send them programs, all for free, because, you know, I like helping people out. That's my thing, you know. I'm a very big believer of giving to the community for especially in powerlifting, like bench press especially. I've got about 10 or 11 people at the moment that I coach online, and they're all fantastic people in America. I've got one person in Japan, and a lot of people in the UK as well, majority UK based. And I love it, absolutely love it.
So who were your guys? Because every time we get an opportunity to speak to someone, they talk about their inspiration or someone that they really sort of were inspired by. Who was some of the people that inspired you? Because like, I mean, in comedy, I'll have like my favorites, my heroes, and in wrestling or MMA or any type of sports, they got their heroes. Who was yours?
So my go-to people are kind of the old school, like Ed Cohen.
Right.
Watching someone like him, it's just crazy strong. Yuri Belkin, who is like, he weighs like 100 kilos and he can pull like 450 kilograms on a deadlift, which is insane. Luke Richardson, he was the first UK guy in powerlifting to break 1,000 kilograms on a total. He coached me for a while. You've got like Luke Tolman, I follow, very close friend. He's very, very strong. But my favorite to follow at the moment, it just sounds cliche, I know, but it's my wife. And it's our eldest son, Josh, who is 16 and he's into powerlifting. And our little one, Vinny, who's like 6, who can pretty much press the barbell on his own. That's crazy.
What?
It's mad, honestly. We set it up and we had it on the pins where it's like so I used to train in a gym called Fit Performance. And we set the bar up on the pins. And I said to my little one, I was like, go on, press it if you want. Thinking he ain't going to get it anyway, he's only little. And he started pressing the bar up, and I was like, whoa. Yeah, mad. And
it's going to swell with pride just seeing that. On some level, there's the dad thing of, whoa, careful. And another one.
But then you got that proud.
Go on, son.
Yeah.
Go
if
on.
you look on my profile on Instagram, if you scroll through, there's a picture of my little one. And he's got his little top off. He's got abdominal muscles. He's got the shoulders. And I'm like, what? How?
Well, I feel terrible. The second half of lockdown, with my top off, I look like a melted candle. So that's not what any. That's an inspiration to me. Anyone watching, there's a 6-year-old out there that is in much, not just a little bit, much better shape than me.
Oh, me too. I look like an ice cream that's melted in the sun. It's terrible.
You're bulking up. You're getting ready. You're retaining. You need that. You need that for the summer. I don't know if that's a thing, but I love the idea that the entire family are doing it, because that support net is always so important for any athlete, for any kind of performer. But one of the things I had to ask about, because there will be people watching, and a couple of people have said there is a distinct difference between how someone would train for powerlifting and how someone would train for strongman contests, because a couple of people have already said, oh, is it this? And a layman like me trying to explain it isn't exactly right. But you said there's a lot of movement in strongman, even though you said I have a lot of respect for what the guys do. It's fantastic. What is, to a layman, what is the difference between powerlifting competitions, strongman competitions?
So the main difference between the two is strongman have multiple events. You can't just specialize in one thing. You can't. Otherwise, you're never going to get anywhere. But these guys are picking up astronomical weights and they're moving with them, and they do them for reps. So it's very rare that you'll come across a lift in strongman where it's a 1 rep max. They like to do a lot of repetitions and movements and like melodies, things like that, medleys, whatever you got, medleys. And whereas powerlifting is very static lifts, so squat, bench press, and deadlifts. There's not a lot of movement in your legs, other than when you unrack the squat, you walk it out. That's as far as we go. That is literally as far as we go. So yeah, cardio is not the best thing for a powerlifter.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, but strongman in my eyes is just crazy, because what they put their body through, and the amount of injuries that they go through as well. Picking up Atlas stones, tearing a bicep quite easily with that. Flipping tires, straight away tear a bicep.
Well, and saying that, you're never going to
love. It's just the passion in the sports that I just absolutely adore.
Oh, completely. And you can see that we're going back to live events for a second. It's always amazing to see how athletes such as yourself, when you are going for those big lifts or what have you, you guys feed off the crowd, you feed off that passion, which is because it's such a community all around the globe. You mentioned it all the way from Japan, and you can see that from the powerlifting competitions and what have you, or online or on TV. You can find ones out if you want to look. I'll put some links in the comments to anyone that's watching tonight. But feeding off those crowds and, like you say, the atmosphere in the gym, it's going to be really different right now. Obviously, I mean, it's great that you've got that support mechanism. How have you found training in lockdown? Because you've gone from training all around Europe or going to events all around Europe to training in lockdown. Are you still able to look forward to those competitions?
Yeah, I mean, I've got hope that they're going to be there soon. But training in the house is completely different, to the point where if I can get close to what I was at just before lockdown started, when I'm at home, then when the gyms reopen again and I'm back in my environment, then I'm only going to escalate. You know, my strength will continue. But it's so hard to train in the front room when you've got kids watching Teen Titans, you know, and then I'm literally watching it as well. But it's weird as well because, you know, it's literally just here. I don't have the time to get to the gym to psych myself up. You know, I've got my friends shouting at me, slapping me on the back, you know, whereas now I'm literally just get off the sofa, sit on the bench, you know. Very difficult, but it's enjoyable.
Is that your way of letting your wife know that maybe you're not into the TV shows or the films that she's watching? Just halfway through, you get up and go, I think I'll do a couple of reps.
I'm literally, it does get like that sometimes, you know. Yeah, the worst part is when you're trying to lift and then just, you know, adverts come on the telly and it's like, that's just completely froze me now. You know, I'm listening to something that's about washing hair, you know, and then I'm trying to do a lift.
It sounds silly, but it's such a niche thing as well. But do you listen to things that will ramp you up, get your blood going, get your blood pumped up? I'm doing a workout.
Absolutely. Like my go-to is like Korn, Block Party. They're like an old school. I'm not a big fan of like R&B. I like hip hop, but R&B not so much. I like, you know, like dubstep, like the old school garage, you know, that's crazy good. Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what you need. That's exactly what you need. So we've got a couple of questions coming in just quickly. Some really good ones as well. But actually we've got to get to well, first of all, we've got to get to your beard, which is getting an unbelievable amount of compliments. It should be said at this point. Let's see, where's Grant here? Let's see. I can see your beard from here. Once again, that's one straight tidy beard. I have to say that I found a picture of you with the beard looking amazing. We've got to talk to everyone through lockdown. Your beard's looking fantastic at this point. I don't think I've ever seen it so groomed. To the point,
it is coming on quite nicely. I trimmed it the other day. Actually, it was getting quite long. It was like down here.
Oh no!
So I trimmed it myself. But yeah, I'm quite lucky with this. You know, the coloring when it first started coming through, I was like, oh no, a little bit of grey in the middle, and I thought, let's grow it out, see what happens. Kind of resembled a badger, but the older I'm getting, I'm pulling the Santa Claus look off soon.
Oh man, I've just got this stupid little bit. Too many dots of grey right there. I just want the bit. I just want the bit in the front. It's literally two little dots right there. I look like a dice, like this. That's why I keep shaving it down. I look ridiculous. But practical things first. Does the beard get in the way of training? We've got to ask that question.
No. However, when I'm doing handouts on a bench, when I'm sweating, you don't realize when it goes into your beard, you don't know it's there.
Oh,
and then I'll do a handout. The person I'll be like, you know, they'll be counting me down 3, 2, 1, and then all of a sudden you just get a drip come straight through the beard, straight on their face. Sometimes I've even got them in the mouth. It's disgusting.
Yeah. I wasn't ready for that. That gives me what we call in Scotland the bulk. I think that would be the bulk. It's when, but
it's not good. But no, my beard is quite straight, like you said. You know,
it is
the whole way of grooming for me. When I first started, obviously with growing the beard, it was a little bit wiry all over the place, and I just all of a sudden thought, my wife's got this round hairbrush and it's got like metal in the middle, so it can kind of keep hold of heat.
Okay.
And I just straighten the beard, put it, you know, turn the beard, blow dry it down with a hairdryer straight away. It just grows nice and straight now.
Sorted. It sounds like a silly thing, but when did you start growing the beard? Was it were you going for a look? Were you going for a brand, or was it just like, I want to grow a beard? I want to grow.
No, I think it was just getting cold, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to grow a beard, just to cover, just to get a bit of warmth on the face, and the colouring on my beard kind of got a little bit of, like people liked it, so I thought, just keep growing it, and I think now if I shaved it off, my wife would leave me.
Oh no, she likes it.
Yeah.
She's on board. She remembers the length of your beard, the way you remember when she first lifted in the gym. It's the perfect story. It's the perfect story. But in terms of your involvement with Braw, you're a Braw athlete. We're so excited, of course. But how did that come about? Was it John approaching you? Because I know he seems to be.
When I used to train in a gym local to me, there was a guy that was working there called Damien Reese. Very popular on the beard. Yeah, Damo. He does the Damo pose on the there's a Facebook page called iBeard, I think it's called. He's always on there. And he got me I think he spoke to Braw Beard and said, like, would you guys be interested in Richard? He's an athlete, he's on the British team. And then talking back and forth, that's where it all started. And I think I've been there over a year now. One of the sponsored athletes, and I'm so blessed with it. The company's amazing. The guys they're so friendly, and the products you can't flaw them. I was actually going to say, like, my favorite product I've got at the moment, which is I kind of keep on ordering it, is this one.
Oh, there we go, the anniversary one. Yeah.
It's just amazing. It's so good. This is probably like my 5th one I've had in a row. Yeah. It's so nice on how it makes the beard feel.
And it's such a crazy thing that people don't think about, particularly with men. You always go back to like 20, 30 years ago that maybe, people wouldn't thought like, oh, you're putting oil in your beard, you're looking after yourself, you're just meant to be a hairy man. But it just kind of adds to everything. It adds to your self-confidence, and particularly during this time, adds to, do you think there's a little bit of, gives you a boost when you look good, little mental?
Yeah, and it's the condition it makes it feel, it's a bit glossy and it smells nice, and people, when I'm at work, people will say to me all the time, they're like, I've had like barbers that will be like, I love the shape of your beard, and it's in such good condition. And it's like, yeah, man, I spend a lot of time making sure it looks nice.
It's there's some people that don't, so it's good to hear more people. And it's nice that you're putting that in, because if someone is going to taste your sweat, it might as well have a little flavour to it as it drops into the mouth.
Exactly.
What's the plans for going forward then? I mean, obviously we're in lockdown. Everything is we're all a little unsure of where things are going to end up, I think, at this moment. But we all know that we're heading in a positive direction. It might not feel like it just now to anyone watching, but we know we're heading in a positive direction. What's the plans going forward? Obviously, what would be the ideal scenario? Because you mentioned, of course, you got your British top. They give you. I love this. We talked about this just before we went on. You get official gear given to you.
The company SBD. They give us clothes. Nice.
They give us clothes. They give you like deadlift socks. They give you the t-shirt.
Yeah, we get deadlift socks. We get t-shirts. We get wrist wraps. We get the singlet that has the GBR on the front. Amazing. They send us 3 of the t-shirts like these. Yeah, they look after us. It's nice.
Do you ever pop it on to try and get a freebie? Do you ever?
Sometimes.
That's good.
Just always hashtag them. You have to do that.
So what's the ambitions? Obviously, you're training the first ever powerlifting championship family dynasty you've got going on. There's going to be somewhere out there in Europe or anywhere in the world, there's going to be someone that's also got a family like the Von Trapp somewhere that are going to take on the family in a powerlifting contest. What's your ambitions then? What would be the ideal scenario if we knew everything was opening up in 6 months' time? What would be the plan for you?
My biggest goal that I want to achieve before I, get to that point where I can't do this anymore, I really, really, really would love to win a world championships. No, not a world record, just a world championships. Play it good, play it safe on the day. That would be my ideal. And because I'm getting older, it's quite easy because a lot of the people that are older don't lift as much. The youngsters nowadays are crazy strong.
Yeah.
So my goal is that. And just to see my wife and my kids progress, give them the support. Yeah, that's all I need. That's all I need in life.
Do you get you seem to get a lot out of, you mentioned coaching in the community. Do you get a lot out of the coaching side of it? You seem very you seem excited about it every time you talk about coaching someone or giving them some guidance.
I love it. I've got one guy, like he's like my favorite person in all the world, man, because he's just so funny. He's such a brilliant guy. And when I started coaching this guy, he's called Ashley Watson. He's the fastest powerlifter in the world. He does a 100-meter sprint in 10.5 seconds, I think it is, or 10 point. He's very quick.
Holy crap.
He when he first came to me, he was benching 170 kilos, and now he's benching like 190 kilograms, and he's making it look easy. This guy's seriously strong. He's got a very strong squat and a very strong deadlift. The guy's really cool. He really is.
He's gonna be one of these online. You just know he's gonna be one of these online sensations. It's gonna go a certain way. Yeah. Is that what you think the future would be like after if you win the world championship? We'll just get that out of the way. If we're going for the ideal scenario, you win the world championship, and do you think the future would be coaching?
Yeah, I'd love to. Like I said, I have a normal job. I don't, the money in powerlifting doesn't interest me. I just like to see people progress. And, if I could be a coach to, multiple people that just enjoy themselves and they're bettering themselves, that's what I need. I don't need people that can get world records. I want people that, that have come from, having, like a state of mind of depression. Like one of my guys that I coach, Darren, he's an ex-army vet.
Right.
Very, very, when I met him, he was very depressed, very out of shape. And I got talking to him. I've been training with him now, like for over a year. And he's become like my brother, and he is so strong mentally now. Oh, it's such a beautiful thing to see. It really is.
So we've got a couple of questions coming in as well. So I've got to ask you about that because you mentioned how people. You mentioned Darren and what his situation, how he's progressed. Lots of people are struggling with workouts and fitness, lockdown fitness, I think we should say. So it's a couple of tiered questions. First of all, outside of lockdown, if anyone is interested, they're wanting to get into powerlifting, whether it be competition or not, what would be your first couple of tips in order to maybe make those first strides towards it?
The first strides towards powerlifting would be don't try and make yourself better than anyone else. It's all about you. You're only as good as you can be.
Right.
And if you put the hours in it, you put the time in it, great things do come out of this. Like I said before, if some people, very they suffer from depression, they don't have they're not very, their nerves are quite high, they're not very good at communicating. With this, you'll find that people will talk to you, people will support you. And I think that would be very good for people that need that in their life. And I'm always here, I don't care what time of the day is, send me a message, talk to me. If you're depressed, I am one of these people. I love just talking to people, and whether it be about powerlifting or just day-to-day life, if you're struggling, just hit me up. I'm always here.
some people are living in their headspace maybe a bit too much during this, and they could do with venting that. So that is awesome. But I've got to ask this in terms of home workouts, right? Certainly at the moment, we don't all have the Gibson gymnasium, which I'm sure is going to be open for memberships as soon as we're all allowed to get back to the gym. We'll get a couple of lockers put in the kitchen. It's going to be great.
Damn right. That'll be good.
A little extra cash coming in. But in terms of home workouts, we've spoken to many people. We've spoken to yoga instructors that talk about the strength and a little bit of cardio and what have you. But if someone was specifically wanting to look into strength stuff, I think that's really what we're talking about here. Have you got any advice for people that are doing those home workouts just now? Because gymnasiums, I'm not sure about down south. I've just thought about this. I think most gyms are closed just now down south. Is that still the case?
Yeah, and they are all closed here as well.
We're the same up here in Scotland, and exercises are having some curbs put on them. What advice could you give to anyone that was maybe either wanting to maintain the strength or build it? Anything that they should try and get in? Maybe any advice that you'd give them?
Yeah, I mean, obviously your nutrition is important. You know, you don't want to be binging on ice cream and chocolate all day. You know, keep yourself healthy.
Damn it!
But the thing is as well, like, I don't know if you guys have the same problem, but if you're trying to buy like weights and things like that now, because the gyms are shut, people are putting prices so high.
It's crazy.
And I feel bad for people that need, you know, to kind of maintain what they've achieved, but they can't because obviously with the money. The best thing I can suggest is get yourself some resistance bands. Right. You know, put the bands around your arms, do press ups with the bands on you. You can hold on to objects that have a bit of weight to them, lay on the floor. Yeah. Press the objects up through the band as well. Yeah. That's going to add some resistance. You can stand on the band, you can do your squats, you can do deadlifts. You know, you can kind of work your way around certain things. It will never be as good as the gym, let's be honest. However, you're still doing something, and that's going to put you ahead of people that aren't doing anything.
Definitely. I mean, and you can get at least bands seem to be about the one thing that don't seem to have gone up in prices. I think like even your average kettlebell sets now are just through the roof, but it won't matter because we're going to get all that sorted fairly soon. I get the feeling it's going to be great.
I hope so.
Where can people get in touch here? Because we know you're big on Instagram. You've also got the Facebook page as well. Where's the best place for people to get in touch? And what's going on for the Gym Geek? If you like, what's the best place you can get in touch?
You can contact me on Facebook on the Gym Geeks Online. I've got like 25,000 people on there that follow me. You can go on my Instagram page, which is, I think that's just official Gym Geeks. Yep. And that's a good one to reach hold of me. I'll always be there to talk to people, or just my normal profile, which is Richard Gibson. So
it's nice and easy. Track everything he's doing, get in touch about everything as well. And I'll make sure to pop all those in the comments below. Richard, this has been an absolute delight. This has been so much fun. And I think a lot of people have been educated tonight. And we look forward to all attending your gymnasium when it opens. We're very, very excited about that.
That's really good. That's what I want.
We'll get I'm trying to think of another games console. We'll get the new, I don't know what the new Xbox is called. I feel terrible.
The X series or something?
Is it the X series? What are we talking about? If it's not a Switch,
I'm not sure.
I was just thinking, I knew that answer until that second. I know
I don't know. I know it's all I know is the PlayStation 5. You know, that's literally, and we had to drive a long way to get that.
I literally gave up. I wanted it for the new Spider-Man game, and I just gave up. It was like some guy that wanted to sell me one for like 800 quid in a car park. It's like, I'm going to get murdered if I try and go and get that. That is not happening.
Or they'll just sell you the actual box. They're like,
the box!
That's all I'm getting. Yeah.
Anyone that's out there doing that, just getting to see, you're the worst person that's ever happened if somebody's doing that. I never thought we'd do. I know someone's just hit me up in the comments. This is going to be me getting blasted for the place. Oh, they don't know what the name is of the Xbox is now. Thanks very much. That was valuable. Right. Richard, what I'll do is I'll pop you in the green room and I'll finish up here and I'll close off broadcast tonight. Right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Richard Gibson. Thank you very much, mate. We hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. I thought it was an absolute blast. Make sure to check out everything Richard's doing. We'll make sure to put that in the comments as well and get in touch if you're interested. We're going to be back on broadcast next Thursday night. Don't forget, if you fancy listening to this when you're out and about, we are now on Spotify. And today we got confirmed we're on Apple Podcasts as well. We're taking over the world. You can listen to all the archives of broadcast. And don't forget to head over and check out all the merchandise, everything that's going on right now over at broadbeardoils.com. I've been Billy Kirkwood. I hope you've enjoyed the show of sorts. Well, here's the bit of every show where I try my best not to look at the screen when I play the closing credits. Will I manage it tonight? Who knows? That's not happening. Not happening. Damn it!